Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. This is my channel, Novel Serendipity, and this is going to be my September Pokemon TBR. So yes, if the air conditioning comes on, it's hot, and I'm so sorry, but actually I'm not sorry. I'm so hot right now and it's not even on. Here is the board, and we're just gonna go through it from where we left off last time. I will have like a reset wrap-up video coming after this one, but I will touch on it a little bit. But yeah, here it is. And we're gonna just kind of get started and go from there.
Okay, so last month I caught 3 Pokemon, Vulpix, Eevee, and Bulbasaur. And then I also battled Team Rocket, or tried to. But Team Rocket came before Bulbasaur, I only had these 2 Pokemon before I battled Team Rocket. So I'm gonna mix these up and then pick one at random. And for some reason, I spent a lot of time doing this. Not sure why, but yeah, I picked Vulpix. So here is that. I do have to read the prompt on the Pokemon's card to get it back. And then for the card, I was supposed to read 1 from all 3 jars, and I only did 1. So instead of them getting 3 of my coins, they get 1. So putting this aside, and yeah.
First, we're gonna try to get Vulpix back from Team Rocket because I didn't beat Team Rocket last month, but that is to read a beautiful cover. So to get it, my Vulpix back, I had to read the prompt. It doesn't count leveling it up. It just counts on getting it returned to me. So yeah, for that one, it was to read 1 book from all 3 TBR jars. I only read from 1 TBR jar. So yes, here we are. And for that one, I am actually picking one of my 5-star predictions, but that is Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen. A fated pair, a world-changing secret, an impossible choice. Has beautiful sprite covers. Beautiful map. It's just beautiful. All around beautiful. But I go over a little bit more of this book in my 5-star predictions, which I will link down below. But we have 2 youngins who live in a magical world. There's a magical test, and they're trying to get out of their small, poor town of some sort. The male returns. The female stays because she wants to be an artisan. But there comes a revolutionary for some odd reason, probably, you know, the kingdom and the ruling class being absolutely atrocious, but that's just a guess. But they end up being on opposite sides or something similar, and I think he tries to get her to come over to his side, even though she's part of the other side's world now. But beautiful cover, really excited to get to it.
And then first roll is a good old 1, so I'll move my little Pikachu 1. And then I will be random number generating, and I kind of messed up on this, but it kind of fixes itself later on, sort of. But I always reset it to 148, and it's 54. For some reason, I did not pick 54, or if I didn't have 54 in there, the one right under. So there's really no way it can be 58, but I'll talk about that later.
And then we have Growlithe, a book you're excited about. And this is one of my recent buys, but that is The Witch That Trades with Death by C.M. Alongi. But a young witch forced to play concubine for her imperial captor finally breaks free to find a life of her own. But even those enough to call death cannot outrun their past. A bewitching new epic adventure peppered with a spellbinding cast of characters and a begrudging romance. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I really like that they have been making just like regular hard covers. Like they're hard covers, but there's no dust jacket. It makes it so much easier to read, and I just really love the aesthetic. So I'm going to be reading this one for Growlithe.
Second roll is a good old 3, so we pass a trainer space, so I had to stop, and we are going to mix these up and pick randomly for this one as well. They work very similarly to the Team Rocket cards. And we are going to do Trainer Swimmer, and that has the number 3. So I have to pick one from each jar, just like last month's Team Rocket. So this is my currently reading jar, and for that one, we have Shadow So Cruel.
And then we passed over Trainer space, and we got Swimmer, Trainer Swimmer. I went back to like the OG Pokemon games and like scrolled through to like name these for like Trainer Beauty, and this was Trainer Swimmer. So, and the random one I picked was 3, so I need 1 pick from each jar, and so here we go for that. The first jar I picked from, I don't remember the order when I filmed this, but it is Shadow So Cruel by Liv Xander. It was, I did read book 1 to a book club that I was kind of sort of in, but I did start book 2, so here's this, but it is quite dark, gruesome. It's like dark smut, and that's what I'm gonna say about this one, but yes. But book 1's Feathers So Vicious, I think, basically follows 2 warring kingdoms. I think they're kingdoms. Basically, the male was captured by this female's father when he was younger. Horrible things happened to him. Lots of trigger warnings, like I said. Be sure to look at trigger warnings if you read this duology, but horrible things happen. He's older now, he wants revenge, so he kidnaps his daughter and brings her back, and now she's living a really horrible life, but her family doesn't even care, and so he thinks that he has leverage, but he really doesn't, and kind of things go from there. But it is dark, gritty, gruesome, mature, and so I want to finish book 2, and I'm about 50% of the way through, so it shouldn't be too difficult, but I guess we'll see.
And then for my Pokemon jar, that is all the books that I've mentioned in past videos. For this one, we are going to be reading Linger.
This was also in one of my videos I haven't even filmed yet, but it's part of the series I need to continue, and that is Linger, and that is by Mankey Stiefvater. This is book 2 to the Shiver trilogy, and it is basically a werewolf shifter YA romance. That's like the best way to like kind of, you know, sum it up. I've been reading this series for forever. I've restarted and reread book 1 so many times. I just need to push through. This is probably another series that when I finally do finish it, I probably will unhaul, but until then it's on my shelf because I'm no quitter. Yeah.
And then the big boy. So these are all the books that I own and need to read. Some of them are read, some of them aren't, but yeah. So we're gonna pick one randomly out of here. That one fell. We do not do mistakes here. Again, pick a different one. And that is Royals.
And then from just my regular TBR jar, I have Royals by Rachel Hawkins. He's no prince, but he sure is charming. I've had this book for centuries, it feels like. But Daisy Winters, she's an offbeat 16-year-old Floridian with mermaid red hair, a part-time job at a bootleg Walmart, and a perfect older sister who's engaged to the Crown Prince of Scotland. Daisy has no desire to live in the spotlight, but relentless tabloid attention forces her to join Ellie at the relative seclusion of the castle across the pond. While the dashing young Miles has been appointed to teach Daisy the ropes of being regal, the prince's roguish older brother, Prince Sebastian, kicks up scandal wherever he goes and tries his best to take Daisy along for the ride. So, yeah. Honestly, part of me wants to get to this just to get it off my bookshelf. I mean, it sounds good, okay, but I'm kind of moving past YA into things more adult and like mature and stuff like that. Not to say that I don't read YA anymore, but I seem to be gravitating towards the more mature books. But when I want something lighthearted, I usually gravitate towards something like this. So maybe I'll get around to it. And yeah, so here we are with this one.
And then next roll is good old 6. And we are passing a potion space. For potions, I get to pick one. I can either use it after I pull it, or I can keep it just like potions in the game. I don't remember what any of these are, but I do want to roll with a piece of paper. I think they're more fun. And yeah, so here's this one. I struggle to get the lid off. It's totally fine. And I get a Pokeball, and I have to go back to home. It's kind of a blessing in disguise. When you go back to home, you do get your mother to give you 3 Pokeballs and 3 coins for your journey moving forward, but you are leaving from home instead of the progress you made on the board. So there's that. I'm going to fold this back up, put some Pokeballs in there, and put it back into my little basket. And then we were on a green space, so even when I went back to home, I'm still going to random number generate to catch a Pokemon. And yeah, I should have done this in order, but I didn't. So here we go. So we have Execute, Japanese-inspired fantasy.
And then we have Execute, which I am reading a Japanese-inspired fantasy. And Executor is the prefecture where I lived in Japan. They're like prefecture Pokemon. So when I got Execute, I was like, I know, Japanese fantasy. So I'm going to be rereading Shadow of the Fox. This is another video I don't think I've edited yet, but it is the series I want to restart. And so Shadow of the Fox is first. But we have basically half kitsune. So Yumiko has trained all of her life to hide her yokai nature, half kitsune, half human. Her skills with illusion is matched only by her penchant for mischief. Until the day her home is burned to the ground, her adoptive family is brutally slain, and she is forced to flee for her life with the temple's greatest treasure, one part of the ancient scroll. So I think she goes on a little journey to find other parts of the scroll, or the other part of the scroll. And basically another person, guy, is on the same quest. So they're kind of enemies, but they go together, and yeah, things happen. But I really liked this when I first read it, but I do want to both restart it and then continue on with the rest of the series. But that is to catch Execute.
We get a 2. We land on a green Pokeball space, so I do get 3 Pokeballs, really racking these up. And I always forget to use the Pokeballs during the game, so look at me remembering. Good job, Sarah. Random number generate 58. So this is where the Growlithe that I did for roll 1 comes in. Its number is actually 58. So I actually picked the next lowest one, which was 56. Still not the card I probably should have pulled, but it kind of works out either way just because of them matching up.
And then we have Mankey 2022 release. I think this is a 2022 release. I Googled it and it said it was, yes, copyright 2022. Okay, great. This is part of my 5-star predictions as well. Look at me getting through one of my videos of lists that I make. Doing good. But A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. This one is actually also quite hyped. But first in an epic fantasy romance trilogy, captured by the King of Darkness, she was forced to find the light within. Arwen never expected to be the brave one, offering her life to save her brothers. Now she's been taken prisoner by the most dangerous kingdom on the continent and made to use her rare magical abilities to heal the soldiers of the vicious Onyx King. It sounds really good. Yeah, so getting to it. Sounds like a book I would love.
Last but not least, another one. I don't know what these small numbers are, but a green space. So I'm going to random number generate again, and that is 108. And that is Lickitung, which is Smut. That's fun.
And then we have Lickitung, and I labeled that Smut because I thought I was being clever. But this one, I think I'm going to keep for like a mood read. I'm in the middle of a couple different ones, so maybe if I actually finish one of the many books that I'm in the middle of, it'll fill this prompt, so I can catch like a tongue. So not sure what this is going to be, but I did want to mention it. And then I do maybe want to try leveling up my Eevee, and that is hyped book. Danielle L. Jensen has been quite hyped. I think the new book to this series came out semi-recently, so I have been seeing it quite a bit. But this is book 1 of Fate Inked in Blood. I really liked her other series that I've started as well, so I thought I would get to that. And it has like holographic blue sprayed pages. Beautiful. But yeah, a shield maiden blessed by the gods battles to unite a nation under a powerful, hungry king while fighting her growing desire for his fiery son in this Norse-inspired fantasy romance. So really excited to get to this one too. I've heard really good things about it. If you've read any of these books in this series, comment down below. I would love to know if it's what people think about it, because I have been seeing quite a bit of this series on social media. So here's this one to hopefully level up my Eevee. And then we have Bulbasaur, and this is the theme for grief. And I would like to level this one up as well. I am in the middle of a book. The main focus isn't grief, but it does have like grief elements quite a bit. She's living a really hard life at the moment. As always, a nice long hefty TBR. Catching Pokemon, leveling up Pokemon, trainer beauty, and this is what it looks like. So my TBRs are never finished. So I like to give myself options. So I still am making progress in my TBR game and making a dent in my actual TBR, but also it's not make or break. Like I'm still making progress, whether or not it's the progress I want to be making on my game, you know, which Pokemon to catch or level up, or, you know, trying to get some good old money from trainers and Team Rocket, you know, something will happen. And even if I only finish one of these books, it's progress in the game. So that's how I'm looking at it. I love to give myself options, and I've been trying to give myself the freedom of being able to read a little bit more moody. You know, I want to mood read. I want to be able to look at this huge stack of books and be like, yeah, I want to read that one next, instead of feeling like I'm forcing myself. So I never finish all of my TBR, but I love filming these nonetheless. So yes, if there's any of these that you're like, sorry, you need to get to that ASAP, let me know, because wow. Okay. But yeah, otherwise, please like, comment, and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!